Hello everybody, and welcome to my channel. Reiki with Anna. Thank you so much for being here. We are back in the woods. Keeping it nice and hopefully calm today. I hope that you're all doing as well as possible, and I'm sending you the biggest hug. This is the first video that I've recorded since we became 30,000 strong. I think we're 30,300 as of today. So thank you. I was just amazed and floored and excited and kind of overwhelmed. I just can't believe that number isn't really computing to me, and yeah, thank you. So each of you is just really special to me. I feel such a connection here, and I feel so excited creating these videos for the collective. And yeah, I don't know what to say other than just really your support means so much to me. I'm honored that you spend any amount of time here, and I just adore each one of you, so thank you. Truly thank you. And so I know who all of you are who are subscribed, because I can see that. So I really, thank you. I see you and I appreciate you, and thank you. You make it possible for me to make these videos. Thanks. I could go on forever. Thank you. So for today's video, we are going to be talking about Yin and Yang energies. We are really going to be focusing on creating a balance between these two opposing energy forces. So if you're unfamiliar with Yin and Yang energies, Yin is gentler, more relaxed, more receptive. Yang is more feisty, more direct, ambitious, forward-moving. Yin is really about, receptivity and gentleness, and Yang is about getting shit done. This is obviously very basic rundown, but I just wanted to mention that. So for this session, I really want to invite you, as with all of the sessions that we do here, but I really want to invite you to have a sense of awareness, or start cultivating a sense of awareness about the areas or aspects of your life that feel out of alignment. So whether that is creating some discomfort or even pain, or just a series of challenges, and then you can recognize a pattern, I'm just inviting that in here. So if you can work through that sense of awareness, and then as we do this practice on balancing Yin and Yang energies, then we might be able to take an aspect of our lives and then sort of work with that, realizing that if this aspect maybe is dipping, or we're having some challenges here, discomfort, pain, suffering, any of that caused by a certain imbalance in our lives, then I invite you to start thinking about what the opposite of that might be. So let me give an example. If you're feeling really, because I know we've spoken about this in the comments and in the collective, if you're feeling like there's so much uncertainty, it's making you feel like a lack of security. It's making you feel insecure. It's making you feel a lack of safety or stability. Just this uncertainty, not knowing what's going to come next or what you're going to do. What we can do to sort of invite into this practice a sense of balance is to focus on the opposite of uncertainty. So the opposite of uncertainty here is certainty. So if we can then find an area in our life where we're able to either recognize certainty or invite in a sense of certainty to a different aspect of our lives. Again, I'll try and come up with an example. So let's say there's a lot of uncertainty around finances. There's a lot of uncertainty around career stuff. I'm just taking this as an example. And again, from what we've spoken about. So what we can do is then focus on an aspect of our lives and sort of fill the mental plane with this aspect that is really clear and certain. So let's take a personal relationship of yours, whether that's a best friend or a partner or a sibling or a parent or cousin or someone in your family, just a relationship in your life, a mentor, whatever it might be, that is certain, that feels secure to you, that feels like it has roots, like you can trust it. So take that and try to fill the mental space with that. So we really want to invite in to our conscious minds, into our energy field, a sense of certainty. And it's not about ignoring the uncertainty in our finances at all, but just as a way of sort of, we're in Libra season, tipping those scales, sort of finding a way to balance, finding a way to have this beautiful balance, this like temperance, this, the yin and yang. So that was a bit ranty and chatty, but I just wanted to invite that in at the beginning so that you can sort of be mulling over, different ways of inviting in that kind of balance throughout this session and then into your personal practice if you're open to it and if it feels empowering. And obviously, if it doesn't, please leave it at the door, as with everything. So I'm going to start out by doing a little bit of clearing with our Selenite wands. So we're just going to clear and cleanse. I just have a few stones that I want to work with today, but the stones that I do have, I'm really excited about because they are all new stones in my collection, and I'm just really excited. Aside from this one, you're all familiar with my trusty Selenite wands. So here we go. Starting at the crown and working our way down. Let's take some deep breaths here together if you're open to it. Breathing is a great reminder of balance in Yin and Yang energy. We couldn't have our inhales without our exhales and vice versa. So that could be an invitation for certainty. I'm uncertain about, let's take the other one, my relationships, but I'm very, very certain that I will breathe today. Okay, so now I'd like to light this Yin and Yang incense. I've been wanting to do this session ever since I got this incense, actually. And so I'm excited to create this. I have this little bayberry incense matches, these bayberry incense matches that are very Jillian from Luninate. Little crinkly sounds with this foil. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to light our incense with this incense match. And then we'll sort of let this incense match, this bayberry, just kind of smolder away there. And now we'll set our intention for this session. So on behalf of your wisest, highest, most empowered and aligned selves, in loving comfort and perfect balance, I wish to conduct this distance Reiki session for balancing Yin and Yang energies, for inviting in alignment and peace. Okay. So I'm just going to draw the sacred symbols outside of your heart center. And I'll be muttering under my breath here. Chakra, chakra, chakra. Seiki, seiki, seiki. Hansha, si, shonen. Hansha, si, shonen. Okay. And now I'm just going to, you might be able to hear my dog. I might introduce you to Georgie. We have a very similar haircut now, me and Georgie. But for now, she's just gonna give you her beautiful healing energy from a distance. Okay, so now we're just clearing anything with this smoke that's not in service of that intention. Any of this kind of superficial energy that we're able to clear, we're just clearing that now. Okay. Again, a great time just to start inviting in this sense of awareness of something that you are able to clear. Can I clear anything energetically right now? Is there anything energetically that I am holding that I'm able to release? Just inviting that sense here. Finding balance is so personal and it's so subtle that it's really important, I think, in this process to give ourselves time and space to be alone with all that inner energy. Sit with ourselves, whether it's through this particular video session or one of the other amazing ASM artists' sessions that help you relax, or the Reiki practitioners that you might follow, or anything that kind of helps you turn inward a little bit and gently examine what's going on inside. Gently, I think, being the key word from my perspective, so that we're not trying to crank anything into gear. Just sort of releasing and allowing if we're able. So I could talk about yin and yang energy forever and still not be saying what I want to say about it, because it's so multifarious and there's just so many layers and aspects of this energy work, right? I'm sure you can understand. If we talk about so many of us sort of have been taught to reject the gentler side and really embrace the go-getter, hard worker, the energy that is very yang, that is very forward-moving, solar plexus based. Boom, we do this. We could, action and directness and all of that. And we're kind of taught and told through different, mediums that it's important to, when you conduct yourself in society, to be that way, and that the other stuff is not as significant or substantial. And really, it takes both. There are also aspects of self that we have a hard time motivating, that sometimes we're kind of too caught up in the yin side of things, where we might be too introspective and we're not able to see outside. We might be too, gentle and we're not standing up for ourselves. We might be too kind of chilled out and not stepping into our power or achieving our dreams or even believing that we can. So there are just so many aspects and things to talk about. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I'm really excited about this session. And so I'm trying to balance that with some yin energy here too. So, lots of chatting. I hope that it's not too distracting for you. Here we go. Okay, beautiful. So I'm just going to put this incense out. Great. And now I'd like to do a little spray. For our spray, we have cedarwood and tea tree oil. Tea tree oil, I feel, is very lifting, and cedarwood is very grounding. And so I thought these would naturally pair very well for a session like this. part of me really wants to do an entire video dedicated to sounds for you all, just so I can just do sounds from the practice that you can then kind of use for those moments when you are really looking for those ASMR clicky sounds and all kinds of sounds. So maybe I'll do that. Let me know if you would like just like one sounds only video or something like that. Okay. Beautiful. So I'm going to be spraying here to your right. Oop. There we go. And now to your left. Above your head. And down at your feet. Sputtering. I wish you could smell this. I love that combination. Tea tree and cedar wood is such I just think it's a dreamy combination. Particularly if the cedar wood is very earthy and less, sometimes to me cedar wood can be a little perfumey, or it almost smells like petroleum. Some essential oil blends of petroleum, of cedar wood, can almost smell a little bit like a gas station. Maybe that's just this one brand that I've used, but let me know if you know what I'm talking about. But that, this one is very earthy, and then tea tree that smells very fresh and natural and it's more subtle. It's just very nice. Feels like we're in the woods, Okay. So now I'd like to show you some of the stones that we're going to be using. The first of which is a great stone for working with yin and yang energies, a shivalingam. This is a great stone for creating or inviting in that harmony. Inviting in that harmony above and below, within, without. So I'm going to be taking this and we're just going to be working our way through your aura here. If you notice, I have a little blister on my finger. And that was a nice example of trying to invite in yin energy when I was in a very yang kind of state. I was filling up my car with gas, and I was trying to kind of make sure my dog was, in the car, and I was just multitasking when I should have been focusing on one thing at a time. And, very often when I multitask, the universe is going to find a way to remind me to be present. And so this was in the form of the little thing clamping down on my finger. So that is a nice kind of, it was a real reminder to kind of release some of that high octane energy. You know, that's kind of what I was feeling. I was on my way to do something. I was really excited, and I was like, okay, I need to do this. And just, oh, right, ouch, pain. Focus all attention here, because that's what happens when we experience that pain, right? All goes there. And then, all right, okay, this is what I'm doing. Here's a pattern I'm recognizing, bringing it down. So in whatever way, just inviting in that balance. Okay, starting here at the crown. So have you thought of ways in which you might be able to invite a bit more harmony into these particularly these moments of discord, or these challenging times of polarity? Have we been able to find some balance, or think of ways in which we might invite in a bit more balance? Now I'm going to just turn this around. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Really inviting in that harmony here. I really want to keep chatting about this kind of energy, and I feel like maybe we need to do a few different sessions on this kind of balance. We could really do a lifetime of work on Yin and Yang energies, couldn't we? Okay, great. It's now taking the stone like so and just moving through. So I'm going to keep this here so that this energy continues to support us through this session. I'm really excited to have this little fella. Doesn't it look like a little pill? Giant pill? Sure, you could say it looks like all kinds of things, but I just think this is such a nice stone. It's really very tactile and feels super supportive. So I'm placing that there, and it's facing you, and this is just going to continue to support us as we move through the remainder of our session. So I'm going to light a candle now. I've got this same balsam and cedar candle. I want to, and again, a similar sort of balance here. Grounding cedar and brightening balsam. Brightening balsam, brightening balsam, brightening balsam. grounding cedar, grounding cedar. Is that? All right. So I loved hearing what you like to do for calming energy in the comments on my last video. Lori, one of you lovelies, who's also a Patreon of the channel, and a wonderful, wonderful soul, said that she does chanting, and I think that's a beautiful way of, managing stress, inviting in a sense of inner peace and calm, and of harmonizing and inviting in a sense of balance. So I love the idea of finding these little ways in our practice to invite in harmony. So for this intention, we are going to 2 intentions in 1 video, hey? So on behalf of everyone's wisest, most empowered and aligned selves, in loving comfort and perfect balance, we're setting our intention here for harmony, supporting our intention from before, and just, inviting in a different sense, different flavor of that. Okay, so I'm placing this candle here so that it can just kind of burn away and keep that intention alive. So now I'm going to take our other 2 crystals that I'm really excited about. So I have this incredible, beautiful little, or I guess big-ish, smoky quartz. So multiple faces, and it's moving in different directions. I'm not sure how well you can see how awesome and beautiful this stone is. Lighter at the bottom, darker at the top. Very clear faces, and it's a beautiful stone. I'm really excited about this. And then I got this stone, which is a rather large clear quartz point. So I really wanted to get these 2 stones for this video. So that was actually the reason that I ended up making this, was because I found them. So here we go. So I'm really going to work with these 2 stones to focus on harmonizing these 2 aspects, the yin and the yang, and really inviting in a deep sense of balance, alignment, harmony, and centering. So I'm just going to be moving these through your energy fields. And we're going to really allow these 2 different energies to come in, work together, flow together, and find that harmony. Beautiful. I'm going to go in with one at a time here now. We're just going to really focus on the mental plane. I'm going to do a little bit of clicking, like mouth clicking here for some ASMR. One of you requested that I let you know when that's coming. So hopefully that wasn't too jarring. So really inviting in a sense of deep awareness. So if there's a surplus of yang energy where you're feeling maybe even stressed and overwhelmed, or maybe angry, or like you have so many things you want to do and you can't do them all, or maybe you're any of these aspects, maybe you're that sense of passion, fighting for just causes is boiling over, and you're experiencing rage or and there's a place for anger and all of that. I don't mean to say that there's not, but I mean, if it's not serving you, or you're feeling real sense of being out of whack or out of alignment, just bringing awareness to that space and saying, like, what is going on here? Is this, this fiery passion that pushes me into action that's so valuable and so useful? Maybe it's important to invite some gentleness there. Gentleness for self. Even if you need to say, be kinder to yourself, like, you're doing a great job, you're doing as much as you can. Tomorrow is another day. Whatever that gentleness, whatever those gentle words that you kind of need to hear. Or if on the other side of the spectrum, you're not using your voice, you're not feeling like you're able to stand up for the things that you believe in, or you feel a little scared or intimidated or really debilitated or stuck, then we want to invite in that feisty, fiery passion, just to kind of invite in a sense of balance there. So if it's overactive, we can invite in some, gentle energy. And if it's underactive, or we're feeling a little too lethargic or indifferent, even apathetic maybe, then we want to put a little pep in your step. Inject your energy field with some fire. And likewise, if you're too fiery, we're just going to invite some water. So this is like a very, like the entry level Yin and Yang chat. I just wanted to just start this. So now I'm going to draw the symbols in the palms of my hands, and I'm going to place my hands on crown and root at the same time, really aligning and balancing that energy. Then third eye and sacral, so the forehead and 3 fingers beneath the belly button. And then we're going to do throat and solar plexus. So for the throat, again, I just kind of hook my hand under your chin and then just allow that energy to kind of float. So it's not touching you at all. It's like this far away. And just the energy is floating back and forth to the throat or the neck. I never know how much you can see of what I'm doing till I'm editing. So throat and solar plexus, and then one hand on your back, and then one hand hovering outside of your heart center for the heart. Chakra, chakra, chakra. Chakra, chakra, chakra. If you want to do this with me as well, I'm just going to place one hand on your right hip and then one hand on the crown of your head. You can do the same if you're called to it. Now, other hand on your left hip, and then my hand on your crown now. Now one hand on your sacral and on your forehead here. So as we balance the crown and the root, we're really balancing that divine trust, connecting our sense of divinity with our sense of safety and trust. The universe has your back. And now we're connecting the third eye and the sacral. So here we can connect your sense of perspective, your sense of intuition with your emotional self, with your sense of creativity. You can invite in a sense of intuition into your love life, into your sexual experience, that sense of seeing your truth, seeing what's happening, seeing the reality, and connecting that to your emotional plane, your emotional experience. Now connecting the solar plexus here to the throat. Taking action from a place of truth and authenticity. Trusting in the deep sense of worth as you step into your authentic self. Speaking your truth and acting on what you see as the truth. Okay. Now, one hand here behind and one hovering outside the heart center. I'm going to spray to your right, to your left, down at your feet, and up above your head. Okay. You are divine. You are connected. You are expressive. You are loved. You are strong. You are creative, and you are emotionally available. You are safe. You are safe. So I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day or night, whatever it is that you're doing. I'm sending you so much love and support as you move through whatever it is that you're moving through. And until next time, be well.